Hi, this is Ritika. How are you all? Okay, so it's time for live. Let's wait for a while. Others are also joining. Okay, so today we will be discussing about one of the most trending books in current scenario. It's Build, Don't Talk, Things You Wish You Were Taught in School by Raj Shamani. Okay, this book is indeed very inspiring, and I'm currently reading this. And I feel that it is very important that I must share some insights, some thoughts, and discuss something regarding some important stuffs with you as well, so that we can connect and we can exchange our knowledge and thoughts. So today we will be discussing regarding Build, Don't Talk, and this book is by Raj Shamani. So let's begin. Okay, so there are many chapters. I will just highlight a few. I believe that you can also connect to your respective lives, and it is very relatable, I must say. So let's get started. Okay, getting out of our beds in the morning is uncomfortable. Attending that online class where you have no idea what the tutor is teaching is uncomfortable for sure. Going to that particular job that you absolutely hate is uncomfortable. Executing all those plans that you have been making, or let's say daydreaming about, is uncomfortable. Executing all those plans that you have been making, okay, or let's say daydreaming about, is uncomfortable. This this is for sure. We don't need to explain this much for sure. But just because something is uncomfortable doesn't mean you stop doing it. Growth is uncomfortable, but being uncomfortable is the only way we grow. Okay, so it's all about stepping out of the comfort zone to make things actually happen for us. Life begins out of the comfort zone. When we just cross our comfort zone, that's where actually life begins. It's indeed a very good learning, and we should remember this. Okay, so firstly, according to this book, this is an incredible book by Raj Shamani, I must say, and I can connect so well with my life, and I'm sure you also can connect with your respective lives. So let's begin. It's all about our education system sucks. Everyone learns best through experience. We all are having different experiences in our lives. So everyone learns best through experience. We are taught to read and study a subject, but the first step of an education system should be to help people discover themselves and the way they learn best. Nobody teaches us how to learn, though and what is the best way we can learn. We should find out the best way we can learn certain things so that we can explore more and we can become better versions of ourselves. Okay. An education system should be focused on helping us to explore what the right way to learn is for us, so that we know from the very beginning that this is the way I, as an individual, learn the best. But currently, everybody is taught to learn the same thing in the same way. So we have become stereotyped. It's like same thing we are doing again and again, and we are not creating something unique. We are not thinking in a certain way that will lead to certain difference, that will create a different impact to our life as well as society as a whole. So it is already mentioned, if you know you learn through reading books, then you can order 20 books, read them and get ahead. If I know I learn through watching videos, I can watch 100 videos in a year and get ahead of the current 10+2 education system. That's pretty true. That we all can relate. So there are different mediums. So if some people love to read books, they should go by the books. If some of the people wish to see videos, or like they wish to see podcasts as well, and they can learn from there itself. So it's up to uh, our choices in which medium we are mostly comfortable. Imagination and emotion are the only two blessings human beings have, which the education system is killing from day one. We are not taught to imagine, be curious, ask questions, think. We are not encouraged to challenge the status quo. So if we question so many times, some people may think why he or she is questioning so many times, why this particular person has so many queries, so many things to ask. So here what is wrong? If we ask too many questions, if we raise questions, if there are so many queries, so it is pretty normal to have queries, right? So it will definitely lead to better solutions as a whole. So we all need to understand this. Okay. If we are not taught and encouraged to do this, how will we ever learn how to challenge and take the human race forward? We should ask questions pretty often, and we should challenge sometimes as well. It is all about voicing our own respective opinion to make a difference as a whole. Most schools organize annual functions for which students are supposed to make projects. Uh, they create and showcase a product. Real life is not an exhibition, real life is real time hardcore selling. It's all about selling, is a skill. So it's all about selling, how we sell a product, how we sell a skill. It's very important to learn from an early age itself, because our current scenario, the world is running mostly based on sales, about the strategies, how we implement our plans. It's all about execution as a whole. Okay. So real life is not an exhibition, real life is real time hardcore selling. It's not like you are going to think of something for 1 month and exhibit it in front of people and everyone is going to applaud. Let's give kids an understanding of money transaction. It is very important. Let's give them an understanding of give and take relationships, Let's give them an understanding of people, how the reality works, how the actual world works. In reality, it's not about exhibiting one time a year. In real life, it's about making decisions and changing constantly on a daily basis so that you adapt and win in life. So, winning is important. We all love to win at the end of the day. And it's all about strategies, how we are implementing, how we are executing our effort and activities. That matters at the end of the day. You either get the business deal or you don't. Investors won't put money in your business just because you were present in a room full of startups. You need to stand out from the rest. You need to share your ideas. You need to share your creativity. You need to explore more. So, you need to share knowledge, share thoughts, have productive discussion. You must be open to learn new things so that you can explore in a better way. You will become more creative person. And it's very important to create better human networks. Networking is important. It is very important and it is becoming integral part of our journey. Until we admit that we suck at things, we won't be able to work on the part that sucks, and our ego won't let us grow. Sometimes we need to admit that it is not that much easy that we can execute it. We cannot do this. We cannot do this because we are not expert. We are incapable. This cannot be done by us. We need to admit we can try 2 times, 3 times, 5 times, but if it is not happening repeatedly, we should admit that this is not our cup of tea and we should explore different alternative for sure. We should try new things. We should invest our time and energy to something productive, which can definitely be important in the long run for sure. Remaining stuck at something when you know you are bad at it and yet not ready to let go. You're even more stupid, be it a course, be it a relationship or a job, when it is not working properly, it's just not working. You need to stop right there. You need to admit the fact instead of trying to fight the obvious. So it is also an art to accept things as it is. We try to modify it times. We try to. It is very much tough to accept at the end of the day, but um I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe even if it is tough to accept, but at the end of the day, if we just accept the way at as it is, accept things as it is, then life becomes a bit you know, easy than before. Acceptance is hard, but it's worth it at the end of the day for ourselves. We can only avail the opportunities if we know our capabilities along with our weaknesses. It is very important to identify our strengths and weaknesses from the very beginning. Sometimes we just cannot figure it out, so it's better that we should work on those things. We can work on those things and then we can identify the strengths and weaknesses in which are the core areas in which we can excel, we can do better. So these are important. Okay. Now, being stuck at something even when you know you are bad at it, It is important to improve, but the other thing as important as improving is knowing when to quit. We should know when to quit, when to give it a full stop. So it's a learning to know when to quit actually, and to switch for a better opportunity or an alternative which suits our own way, as per our strengths, as per our potential, as per our capabilities. Life is too short, and these are too many other opportunities to be stuck at a thing that is not working out. The things which are not working out in our favor, just stop it right there. We have things to explore. We need to become better versions of ourselves. There are things you suck at, accept that. Know your capabilities and weaknesses. Okay, this is also very important. Jack of all trades, master of none. Okay, so some people are polymath. Okay, we love to explore different avenues. We love to explore different fields as well. That we should try new things. That's pretty good, but we cannot be the best at the 10 things which we are trying all together. Okay, so we need to identify the strengths, we need to identify our potential. Yes, we can try new things, but at the end of the day, the skills matter. We need to identify which are the areas that suit us the most. So it's like, don't treat like an a la carte, because no one is going to serve you your favorite dish on the table. That's very true. The harshest realities of our life teach us the most important lessons. It's during our low times we can identify what we are actually capable of, what we can resist, what we can do, how much we can perform, and what are we actually capable of, our strengths, and that never give up attitude as a whole. That will definitely make a difference if we just don't give up on our respective journey, even after failing so many times. Even after failing numerous times, we need to stand up again and fight the next day, because another opportunity will definitely come along our way. And if we stop trying, then there will be no other way to explore more. Maybe we will miss some opportunities that we will definitely regret after maybe some years. So it's better not to regret by try one, but try one more time for ourselves. Okay, what Raj Shamani is saying in his book, like, useless kid with big dreams. Okay. Just because others don't question the choices society has made for them doesn't mean you shouldn't. Stop restricting yourself from doing something that sounds crazy just because other people your age are not doing it. That's pretty simple. If you are doing that particular thing alone in that room, just keep doing that. Do not stop just because others are not doing, others are not performing. Maybe you are thinking out of the box, so just keep on trying, keep the hustle going on. Don't restrict yourself, keep exploring. The lowest lows of your life pave the way for the highest highs if you are just ready to take that one positive step. That's important. Now, we all want to become rich at the end of the day. So, it's how to become rich. Guess what's the best thing about getting rich? You only have to be right once. Just once you need to be right. You can fail 999 times, but if you get it right just once, that's it. Boom. You are going to the moon. We don't have to study a particular course because our best friend is doing it, and we certainly don't need to go for a government job because our parents did it. Quite simple. Not everyone wants to have a 9 to 5 job, and similarly, not everyone wants to be an entrepreneur or a content creator, and that is completely okay. Do what works for you. That's very, very important. Do what works for you. You need to understand your strengths. You need to understand the fields where you can shine actually. People are the best teachers. The more people we meet, the broader our mind gets. When we interact with people, our horizon is going to widen. That's for sure. Because we are gaining experiences, and these experiences actually matter. We grow as per the experiences, which we mature with experiences, right? So experiences matter at the end of the day. It's when um, okay. Acha, this is important. You can be a really good number 4. You don't need to be number 1 every time, all the time. You don't need to become the number 1 all the time. You can be a really good number 4. You don't need to be number 1. And it's okay to fail. Failure is the pillar of success. It's okay to fail because success will come just after multiple failures. In fact, I also faced it n number of times. Be ready to look stupid. Who says stupid people can't do anything, cannot change the world, they cannot be change makers? These are stereotyped, you know, thoughts. These are the stereotyped thinking that our society uh, has. So we need to become out of the box at times. So be ready to look stupid at times. Some people stop putting out their artwork because some random person on the internet made fun of them. Remember, people can only make fun of things you yourself are conscious about. Once you join them in the laughter and start taking the jokes, the laughter will stop. We are always taught to seek validation from outside. When we are kids, our mothers tell us to go ask our fathers how we look. Right from that moment, we start seeking external validation. That's the reason we take criticism from outside so much to heart. So at times we also feel like we seek for external validation. We always seek for approval from outsiders. But if we, if we listen to our heart at times, if we listen and if we just trust the calling which is coming from within ourselves and act accordingly, perform accordingly, I guess we can make some, uh, positive change in our life as well as how we perceive different things. So yes, actually, we do something, they will have an opinion. You do something, they will have an opinion. You don't do something, they will have an opinion. Whatever we are performing, whatever we are doing, every time people will say something. So we should stop seeking we should stop seeking external validation for our self improvement. The only thing we need is to be self aware, for sure. We need to be ready to look stupid. Validate your own self. We must try new things. Don't be afraid. Step out of our comfort zones and soar, all right? Say the mighty Michelle Obama. This is very important quote. Just try new things. Don't be afraid. Step out of your comfort zones and soar, all right? This is by Michelle Obama. This is very inspiring indeed. Decide your own limits and see the world open up for you. Believe in your own journey, and you will definitely create a positive impact, or you will definitely think out of the box, and you will be, doing something which you are dreaming of for so many years. So it will, then you will definitely not seek external validation. It will all be about self fulfillment if you're performing and if you are doing what you have been dreaming of for so many years. We must keep trying new things and explore. Okay, now don't focus on your goals. In most of the times we believe that we should be focused on our only goal, what we are capable of, about the dreams which we need to make it a reality. But here Shamani is saying at times don't focus on your goals. Okay, so you need to have a path that will take you to your destination. These paths are different because each and everyone has different perspectives. We uh, see the world in different ways, right? So the department we need to first take care of is our habits. Habits are very important, mostly our daily habits, what we do on a daily basis. So the department we need to first take care of is habits. We need to keep track of what we are actually doing. Other things can go to hell. We need to be street smart, and at the same time we need to plot our own success, because let's accept the fact success won't be served to us on a silver platter. We will have to earn it. It is very, very important. Success won't be served ever to us on a silver platter. We will have to earn it anyhow, because each and everyone's struggle is different. We all have our own stories, so our journey is different for sure. So it's all about success won't be served to us on a silver platter. We will definitely have to earn it. Your journey makes you the person you are. Your destination is just the last stop. A fitness regime, a regime that makes them follow a certain diet and workout plan every bloody day. It's all about a fitness freak. Say, suppose a person who is a gym freak. So, how they maintain their, you know, fitness routine and everything. A fitness regime, a regime that makes them follow a certain diet and workout plan every day, each and every single day. They invest their time and energy on becoming better versions of themselves. They are the people who, instead of blindly obsessing over their goal, worked on their habits. Honestly, habits are something that we control, that we can train our brain to adjust to. So, all we needed to do is actually to focus on our daily routine, because that's where our secret ingredient to success is. Key takeaway is, instead of focusing solely on your goals, instead of focusing solely on your goals, focus on finding ways to achieve them. So there are multiple ways, there are alternatives to, reach to the final goal. So if one way is not working, we need to think of other way out. So say suppose there are three ways of doing particular work. If plan A is not working, we should opt for plan B. If both plan A and B both are failing, we should definitely try plan C, because we may succeed after trying plan C, after implementing plan C. So we should keep on trying and exploring new avenues. Now, this is one of the most important chapters. Just stop overthinking. I am an overthinker. Okay, I believe you are also an overthinker. At times, it is human tendency that we just overthink. Okay, we are thinking about those stuffs which are not even happening in our lives, that will not even happen in the near future, say suppose after some days or some months or even after some years itself. But we start thinking, we are just keep on thinking. It's all about overthinking, because this is a tendency, this is pretty normal, I believe. So it is very difficult to stop overthinking, but we should definitely control a bit. Okay, so think before you speak, think before you wish for something, think before you go, think before you take any goddamn decision. Think, think, think. Thankfully, no one ever said think before you breathe, or else most of us would be dead by now. So, this is a tendency to think before doing anything in our life, right? What if it will not work? What if it will not turn out in the particular way, the way we have actually thought? So it is all about overthinking. So when you're constantly thinking about one thing and worrying about it, it becomes overthinking, and that leads you nowhere in life except backwards. We just keep on exploring the past if we just overthink so much. Okay, so present is always a present. We should focus on the present so that we can make our upcoming days, months and years better and beautiful. Okay, overthinking messes with your brain in ways that you cannot even imagine. this is indeed a very deep thing that we should understand. An idle brain is devil's workshop. So it's basically overthinking messes with your brain in ways that you cannot even imagine. Okay. Without overthinking, life gets 10 times better. But we cannot stay completely, uh, this is indeed very difficult not to overthink. At least for me, I'm an overthinker, so I need to think, and I need to uh, reduce this. I need to um, take control of my emotions itself, and I also need to work on this overthinking wala part, right? We need to shrug off all our worries and just do what needs to be done. We know worrying about the consequences of anything and everything is like crying over a breakup that hasn't ever happened. This is quite a relatable example, and this we all can connect, right? The thing which has not happened yet, and we are thinking about that phase. So we should work on this for sure. I'll keep this on mind. It's all about, we know, worrying about the consequences of anything and everything is like crying over a breakup that hasn't even happened. Okay. Do all that we can, because we have got just one lifetime to prove our worth. This is our only chance to build the lifestyle that we have always wanted. Do it, live it. These words are indeed inspiring, and I felt that this is high time that I definitely share with you all, so that you can also share some insights. We should exchange knowledge and we will build something better together. Stop thinking, start doing, start exploring. Okay, bold decisions without the thought of consequences can take you way ahead of other people. This I eventually didn't believe in the evening. I didn't believe uh, at first, but eventually, bold decisions without the thought of consequences can take you way ahead of other people. This I, in fact, didn't believe in, you know, um, initial days. I just keep on like trying and overthinking and everything, but eventually my thinking abilities have improved a bit after reading this particular book. So this is indeed an eye opener. Okay. Stop innovating, start copying. After reading this book, I also have gained the knowledge copying is also an art. Okay. So none of us would have learned anything if there was nothing to copy from. None of us would have learned anything if there was nothing to copy from. Take inspiration from different places and create something of your own. So you should add insights, you should then present it accordingly in your own way, in your own unique way. But you can take the insights from, the things which are already published. So take inspiration from different places and create something of your own. We have our own ways to tell stories, to create something different, to be extraordinary. So we also need to think out of the box at times. Now, the versus game. The easiest way to get rich is to become the producer of the thing you consume the most. What it is all about, the versus game. Okay, the easiest way to get rich is to become the producer of the thing you consume the most. It can be content, it can be any possible thing. We need to be an executor so that we can find out where we are making mistakes, and then we can improve through that knowledge. Most people get into the process of learning and they just keep acquiring knowledge, and they never manage to actually do anything in life. They are maybe one of the most knowledgeable people around, but they are not achievers. Okay. So, they are maybe one of the most knowledgeable people around, but they are not achievers for sure. So, this is an important question. Are you a consumer or a producer? You can produce as well and you can consume as well, but it is better to become a producer for sure. Realize your interests through the things you consume and start taking that knowledge forward by spreading it. Producers are the ones who produce, consumers are those who consume. The people who consume end up spending more, and people who produce end up earning more. Okay. So producers are the ones who produce, consumers are those who consume. People who consume end up spending more, and people who produce actually end up earning. When we see a content creator with 1 million followers, we see the glory and not the steps he or she has taken or the years it has taken her or him to reach that particular level. We are always driven by success. We don't even focus on the years or the journey. We only focus on the destination. We have the tendency to focus on the final product, not the journey, not the entire story. It's all about the final chapter, but we need to focus on the journey rather than the destination, because it's the journey, it's the failures, it's the multiple attempts which are actually building uh, our life, and these are the steps which are leading towards the final destination. We should respect the journey at the end of the day. Okay, now how to be successful. Each and everyone wants to be successful, right? You, me, everyone in this universe. So, anyone who is making money has some kind of advantage or leverage over other people. That is the reason they are making money. Okay. Everything is already out there for you to be able to become better at what you do. If you learn about one thing for just 6 months, complete one course, read 2 books, read 20 blogs, you would be at least 10% better than the rest of the people around you. All you need to do is follow one person who is already there, learn everything from them, and when you think you have learned everything, start following someone else. So this is a way, this is a particular way. Once you have acquired the knowledge, build a business around that, launch your own product, start consulting. This is a lovely profession for sure. Or start your own course, and that is how you make money. Every skill is in demand in today's world. The only thing is how good you are at it, how you are implementing your strategies. Okay. Directly or indirectly, consciously or subconsciously, we all have that one thing that we waste most our time on. Okay, this is very important to highlight here. Directly or indirectly, consciously or subconsciously, we all have that one thing that we waste most of our time on. We think it's a waste of time, but technically, we are investing our time in getting better at that thing. Yes. Now, a strategic thinker a strategic thinker is only paid to think. Okay. So a strategic thinker is only paid to think. They are not paid to execute. If you are an overthinker, you already have a strategy because you are constantly thinking. You keep on thinking about certain things. You're planning for execution for sure. So you already have a strategy because you're constantly thinking, what if this happened? What if that didn't happen? All you need to do is tell this to a business person. Your job is to think. So even if you are wasting your time overthinking, you can monetize it. What are consultants and strategic coaches? What are consultants and strategic coaches? Those who overthink a lot for you. You literally pay people to overthink for you. That's a goddamn skill. And you need to identify those professionals. Even I sometimes fail to identify. So it's my fault, maybe. So I'm also working on it. If you can help me, you can definitely share insights. Nobody does something for a whole week if it irritates them. If you are doing something continuously, it means you are enjoying it and it becomes naturally to you. You are doing it not because you are wasting time, you are doing it because you have a tendency to do that thing. All you need to do is to shift your perspective. That's the right thing. This is my tendency to help others itself, to share my insights so that they also can connect. They can also share their thoughts, their knowledge itself, so that we can build up a productive discussion to become a better version for to become a better version of ourselves. So that's important. In order to become better version of ourselves, so we need to feed our brain with something that is productive, something that is worth our energy and effort, right? Okay. We have to decide what is the one thing we are good at. No one else can decide it for us. Now, how to come up with a business idea? It's all about businesses, it's all about execution, it's all about implementation. We can build you can build a business in every field. It's all about how good you are in that field. You need to identify it first. Choose the industry you're obsessed with, about which you read the most and watch videos of. We need to be crystal clear and we need to be very focused on this part. It all starts with that one thing, with that industry. I'm also getting messages, right? Hmm. Okay. Find out where your strength lies. So that's also very important. We need to find out where our strength lies. So find out what your strength is. Say suppose if somebody loves to play badminton, so that can be a hobby. And right now I love to share my thoughts. I love to share the knowledge which I have gained after reading this particular book, so that we can develop a productive discussion and a good conversation as a whole, as this will definitely help you to grow eventually. This book is indeed inspiring. Okay, so keep on making errors, and keep on getting customer feedback, and keep on improving and transforming and evolving. If we know who to sell the products to and the person who needs our products, then the sell will automatically happen. Okay, we need to start observing how things are working in today's scenario and find out what our strengths are. We need to identify the strengths and weaknesses as a whole. Now, the very important thing, how to price your product. It's all about pricing, it's all about negotiation itself. Okay. So, we might be an entrepreneur venturing into the business world for the first time in our life, wondering how much we should charge for our product. We might be someone entering the freelance world, confused how to decide the charges for our services and trying to figure out our respective salary. So, how do you calculate the price of your service? Now, you calculate it on the basis of your time. It is on the basis of your time. If you have 8 hours in a day and you're making rupees 1 lakh a month, and the other person cannot offer you that, then to hell with him. But if you're working for rupees 50,000 and someone is ready to pay you rupees 1 lakh, then you would be more than willing to do that, right? You have increased the price of your product and services. You just decide a price and try to increase it bit by bit. You try to price your time. That's important. Now, if you agree with the amount they come up with, then it's pretty cool. You can go ahead with the work. If you don't and think there's scope for negotiation, then you must go and negotiate. But if you think this person is not valuing your time and effort, and you would get more with your job or through other projects, then simply tell them thanks for the offer. I see you don't have the budget Right now, I look forward to working with you when you do have the right budget. This is very important to tell. If the person recognizes your value, they will try to retain you. If they can't, move on. So you need to confident about your value. That's important at the end of the day. What you are worth, like about your own worth, about what you're capable of, about your potential. Put a price on your time. Now, the number one rule of selling. The world works around on selling. The number one rule of selling. You sell better when you focus more on what am I giving and less on what am I gaining. We cannot sell to somebody who already knows everything about a product. They will only buy if they trust us. The market is full of people selling the same thing, so who we trust is what matters. Now, the person we trust is the person we buy from, we purchase from, right? And that is why personal branding is very important. From the selling era, we have to move to the personal branding era if we want to go up a level or accelerate sales. So that is very important. And once we start caring about other people, then everybody in the entire value chain is going to trust us. Once you start caring about other people, then everybody in the entire value chain is going to trust you. And once people start trusting you, you can command the kind of premium you were looking forward to. Use personal branding to start selling. Now, the most important thing is how to sell a product. I remember when I studied economics, so there was a chapter. So it's all about branding, it's all about selling and those things, marketing strategies. That time I didn't feel those chapters that much important, but today when we hit the actual market, or it's all about real world scenarios, I can understand the relevance of those, chapters. So that's very, very important. Prepare the product, package it with emotion, and make it feel like it's urgent. That's it. That's how you can sell anything. You can sell anything by this. Prepare the product, package it with emotion, and make it feel like it's urgent. That's it. That's how you can sell anything. So now, why would somebody buy from you? If you want to sell, you need to understand your buyer. People buy things because they need them. This is very important to highlight. Why would somebody buy from you? There are so many sellers in the market, right? So why would somebody buy from you? If you want to sell, you need to understand your buyer. People buy things because they need them, right? So every decision we make, or every product that we buy, either improves our lifestyle, it's for our lifestyle improvement, or makes us feel secure at the end of the day. So we aspire to be something we are not today. So it's all about future oriented. Okay, so now how to negotiate. Negotiation is a game with just one rule: managing the power shift. Negotiation is a game with just one rule, it's about managing the power shift. Okay, negotiation is nothing but a psychological ego game. While negotiating, people want to feel that they are smarter than you. So all you have to do is stroke the other person's ego. Make them feel they have got the better of you. How? Now, the answer lies here. One thing to always keep in mind is to never state your price first. Let the other person quote something. Why is that, you ask? Because if you are the one to state a price first, then you have to stick to it. Then you will have to negotiate on the basis of the parks and not the price. Focus on how you are making that person feel. If they feel like you are doing something extra for them, like the power is in their hands, they will think this person is bringing so much value. Let's give him or her what the person is asking for, right? So he is the best, that's why he is charging this much. So now tell them, if I'm charging into like this amount, not just because I am the best and have done so many things, but because my time is limited. So we need to value our time. Now, you have to make them see the value you are generating instead of the price you are charging. Okay, there's one more thing to keep in mind, is that we never negotiate in hurry. Okay, so negotiation is always done with time. Selling is done quickly. If we don't have time, that means we are selling. And if we don't get time, that means we are a bad salesman. So here lies the secret. Uh, you never negotiate in a hurry. Negotiation is always done with time. Selling is done quickly. If you don't have time, that means you are selling. And if you don't get time, that means you are a bad salesman. Now, okay, this would be the last chapter for today, because I feel up to this we can relate and this is connected, right? So we will just keep on doing this. We will definitely continue, but let's focus on this right now. The three kinds of observers. It's all about patience and it's all about observing. The three kinds of observers. Now, the biggest superpower you have is the ability to observe. The more observant you are, the better your chances of winning in life. That's indeed great. First, we need to understand human behavior. That is the three-word answer. You just need to understand how humans behave. Okay, that's truly very important. Even me being an HR of an MNC, it's very difficult to understand how people behave at times. Though it is challenging, but I'm learning every single moment. So, yes, it's difficult, but it's worth it. Everybody who is at the peak of their career is an observer. Everyone who is an observer and backs up their observation with the right execution becomes an achiever. That's a very good thing to highlight. Everybody who is at the peak of their career is an observer. Everyone who is an observer and backs up their observation with the right execution becomes an achiever. Now, there are three kinds of observers. We will definitely check right now. Number one, those who have always been forced to do something. Okay, they're compelled. So they are forced to do something by their parents or by their friends or by relatives. They are doing this, so we also need to do that. Okay, like this. So they are always forced to do some things to achieve something in life. Now, when we are not thinking about anything, we observe patterns based on the realities that are forced on us. Now, the second kind of people are those whose achievements are driven by emotions. They are emotional. Hmm? So the second kind of people are those whose achievements are driven by emotions. Feelings of inferiority or rage are what drives them. If you look closely, most people who achieve big things in their lives have an inferiority complex. They feel they don't belong where they want to belong. Now, they think, just wait and see how I rise after suffering this terrible thing. So, after they suffer, they believe that they will excel and they become the greatest achievers. They think like this way. Now, there's the third kind of people. Those are the rational optimists. These people are optimistic about everything in their lives. They have a very strong sense of self-belief because their parents never told them that they must do a particular thing. They are naturally curious and open to exploration. They love to explore life. Their parents gave them the liberty to do what they wanted. They aren't driven by false emotions and are emotionally strong people. Now, they believe if they learn something they are interested in, if they invest time in that and keep doing that thing again and again and again, they will become the number one person in that category. These kinds of curious people generally end up with jobs that require them to be innovative or entrepreneurial or scientific. They are the creators. They always try to become creative. So they get obsessed about one thing and they observe only that one thing because they feel the outside environment or emotions is not enough to inspire or influence them. Their inner desires dictate their lives. They observe something that they are drawn to. They come to a conclusion which dictates their lives and they achieve something. So we all can relate. So here they get obsessed about one thing and they observe only that one thing because They feel the outside environment or external validation or emotions is not enough to inspire or influence them. Their inner desires dictate their lives. They observe something that they are drawn to. They come to a conclusion which dictates their lives and they achieve something. So, the drawback that this category of people have is the obsession. They are obsessed all the time. Such people stop looking at the world around them. They don't have healthy relationships and they don't have friends. They are obsessed with this one goal and they are fired up by the idea of changing the world with it because they know they have that potential in them. They feel everything they are learning is taking them one step closer to their one big vision. So they believe in themselves. But there are some pros and cons to everything. So here the drawback that this category of people have is the obsession. Such people stop looking at the world around them. They don't have healthy relationships. They are often isolated. So they don't have healthy relationships and they don't have friends. They are obsessed with this one goal and they are fired up by the idea of changing the world with it because they know they have that potential in them. They feel everything they are learning is taking them one step closer to their one big vision. The most successful of these entrepreneurs are rational optimists. They are optimistic that one day they will shake up the world, but they are also rational in their approach. Now, most people start their journey with an inferiority complex because if you feel you are the best in the world, why would you ever want to get out of your bed and start working on yourself? So this is a normal idea that you are not the best yet, so you need to get out of your bed and you need to start working on yourself and become better day by day. So we can relate to this. When we understand that every action we take has an equal reaction out there and we can change the course of our own reality. It doesn't matter whether some people understand our status or not, whether our parents force their reality on us or not, whether our parents force their reality, all of these things stop mattering. So that's very true, that's very relatable, that when we understand that every action we take has an equal reaction out there and we can change the course of our own reality. It doesn't matter whether some people understand our status or not, whether our parents force their reality on us or not, whether if they're like it's all about whether our parents force their reality on us or not. All of these things stop mattering. So those kind of persons only think of their capabilities, how they can excel and become their best versions by their efforts, honest work, commitment, work ethic and everything. So this is very sweet, and everybody is an observer. What we focus on, what we do with our observation is what defines where we are going to reach in our life. This statement I can connect the most. In fact, this statement we can relate the most, right? Everybody is an observer, Everybody is an observer. What we focus on, what we do with our observation, is what defines where we are going to reach in our life. So we start finding our answers for our questions. We will definitely find a pattern eventually. We will connect those patterns one day, and that will help us with our own innovation at the end of the day. So, here, what will be the key takeaway? So, to move ahead in life, you need to understand human behavior, what people do, and why they do it. That's very important to understand. To move ahead in life, you need to understand human behavior, what people do, and why they do it. So I'll just stop here for today. And we will definitely, I will definitely continue for sure. But the insights which I've shared today, I felt those are actually relevant, that it will definitely lead to a productive discussion in the near future, in the upcoming days, weeks, or months. So this is indeed a very inspiring book, and this is by Shamani. Build, don't talk. Few more chapters are left. I will definitely connect to you all. I will definitely share and highlight the most important, uh, stuffs or lessons. This is basically the book which we can connect in today's world. So this, I believe, everyone can relate to his or her own life. So let's celebrate our own journey at the end of the day, and it's all about the journey. And then we need to think about the destination. It's all about the chapters, it's all about the journey, which are basically leading to the final destination. Definitely see you all. Have a great evening ahead. See you. See you soon.